Welcome back. This is Sealchan, and this is my Minecraft Alpha 1.1 progressive long Let's Play. Today, we're going to start round 24. And to do that, we're going to head back to Alsea. I'm going to put on my grubbies, get out of the gold. So, let's go. So leave these feathers here. Bye, pig. Today, we are going to build a basement. And then we're going to install a clever trick. And one of my viewers beyond 5D noticed my awkward doors. He took it upon himself to come up with a redstone mechanism that would make an improvement. The awkwardness in my doors is that I have double doors, but a pressure plate only on one of the doors. And this is because in Alpha, and maybe later versions, the doors don't work as you're used to now in the modern version. If you put a pressure plate down in front of one door, it works as expected, but on the other door it does not. I'll see if I can demonstrate that. But first, it's time to get out of our research clothes and ceremonial tools. And back to our working clothes. I don't see a plate. Maybe I can borrow one. Or I could just move this one. Let's do that. Now, this is the west door, and this is the east door. If I put this plate here, it'll work as expected. But watch what happens if I put it here. This plate, just by placing it, works in the opposite manner. And in fact, even if the door is manually shut, step on a plate, supposedly it powers this block. Or rather, it powers this block, this air block. It doesn't work. Oh. Huh. Fine. That's interesting. Did not expect that to happen. I think, if I remember, how does this... That's a pressure plate. How do you make a slab? Do you make a slab? I don't think we have. We don't. We don't have slabs. All right. It takes a special kind of person to love alpha, given some of its peculiarities. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and make another pressure plate. I think that we are okay with putting one here. Alright. I just opened the door to the outside. This is actually a feature. I'll run outside. If I have unexpected guests, I can come up to the door. Now if I put this here, we have the same problem, right? I want to go in. You can't. Okay. Okay, so you see the problem. But, you know, this does work. Beyond 5D solution, we're going to be able to step on this plate, and both doors will open. And I think that would be a fine thing. There are two brilliant things about his design. One, he started with, okay, this number 2 is not going to work. And cue the music. So what I'm going to do is start digging, and when the music's done, be right back. first decision we'll make here is that this basement will be partial and unfinished. Well, it'll be partially finished. It's not going to be dirt. I think I want to do is dig it out everywhere underneath. The builder's workshop. Oh, wondering how I can tell. Oh, okay, so there is a stone floor here. There's actually grass down here. And we can tell the edges of it. Let's see. Actually gonna need to bring it out this way a little bit. Ah, perfect. Okay. I don't think we really want it to be grass. Although I love the color, it's tempting. Okay. I can see the edges here. Alright, well, let's... Okay, good. Let me get a shovel. I'm really tempted to leave it as grass. It's nice to have a build that's entirely indoors. Anyway, I'm sure I didn't finish what I was saying. All right. Let me see what we're looking at here. Probably have these two stone under here. Let's check that. Yes. And this is probably not stone. I mean here, so... And we know exactly where the door is. Right here. And we need... this much. Now, I think what we'll do is make the rest of this cobblestone all the way around through here. We'll have cobblestone walls. Unfortunately, this just does not make sense. I think what I'm going to end up doing is putting this down as gravel. Alright, now let's dig this up. As I've demonstrated in recent past, I tend to be a facade builder. And what that means is I don't bother with the corners. I'll take care of that later. I did that so I could not lose sight of my wall. Okay. You know, that green is just going to look so good, but I don't know. That's a tough call. But here we're going to have a staircase. And I'm going to do it with full blocks because I think that's the only way it makes sense. Design-wise. I guess we could do... Well, I could do a step. It would make it a little taller. I'm not sure. Yeah, let's just leave it like this. Crude steps. This is either going to be grass. Oh yeah, let's not forget this side. Or gravel. I won't be a total facade builder, I guess. Okay. And then our floor will be determined. Green is... I don't know. Gravel. Let's get the gravel before we totally capitulate. I guess I put it all up. I don't know. I feel compelled to use gravel. As a homeowner, I can't ignore the fact that humid spaces are problems in the real world. And, you know, grass does need light. Well, I suppose we do have lights down there. You know what? This is one of those design moments. It's a little hard. Here, the ventilation means you can have a grass floor. Am I consistent in that? I don't know. I have no gravel here. To get gravel, I'm going to have to go dig it up. Head to the deep mine. Alright. Well, you know, I need some redstone anyway. So let's do it. Just one moment. Okay, here we go. I will need just 2 pieces of redstone and 1 redstone. Whoa. One redstone torch. And click. Just a moment. You know I gotta get that pick. Well, I better just take care of it. Four arrows. Takes 5 to bring down a creeper. I guess I'm a little cheap. Still, yes. I'm still overcoming that creeper jump scare. Okay, I was saying. We need let's grab a little extra. We need 3 pieces of redstone. And 1 redstone torch. Anyway, I think I got distracted. I was talking about Beyond 5D's final plan. He shared with me in a video how he started off with something very complicated using pistons. That he whittled it down to just redstone and a torch. Redstone torch. I wanted to prove it in, well, I think I was just replicating it in the release 1.1 creative mode. So far, my experience is you can use creative mode in 1.1 model your redstone circuits in alpha, as long as you don't use any of the newer introduced blocks like piston. I made a slight improvement, shared that back with him. Then he made an even better improvement, coming to a final design. I can say that he independently discovered that with a little nudge from myself based on his original plan. But that's the beauty of redstone. You know, so many times if you try and you work it out yourself, what you find is that it's simple enough to think about. It's complicated enough that you realize that there are simpler ways to do things. And I think part of the trick with redstone is that it's really the mechanics of how it works that's already true in alpha 1.0 that are the hardest for people to pick up on. So we'll get to see in this very simple design some of that aspects of redstone. It's the basic redstone properties of the redstone torch, the redstone dust, and how they interact with every other block. How are we going to light this? Suppose I could do this. Suppose, oh, could have windows. Interesting. On this side. Let's come up with a somewhat haphazard design here. I can maybe puzzle over it later. Sorry, beautiful green grass. These windows are nice. Ventilation. Okay. Actually, I need to rethink here. Do I know where the doors are? I thought I did. Let's count it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Starting from here. So, and in line with this, so 4, 5, 6, 7. Is that true? There must be wood under here. Are the doors on stone? I hadn't realized that after all this time. Oh yeah, because the interior is stone. That's what it is. Alright. I went with the material of the interior. Okay. So that actually goes out 4. So these two, yes, I just proved that. Alright, let's make an adjustment here. I need the space. It's a good thing I brought... I don't need this space. So let's... Well, that's an asymmetrical lighting design, but it is a basement. Okay. So what I need is actually... I feel like I should build this up. I think I'm going to go ahead because I'm actually running low on time. And do this. Or maybe let's do this. Let's make a part 2. I got up a little late, and my time is limited. Yes, we'll do a part 2, because I do want to try and explain how this works. You know, this is the door, and this is the door. So, anyway, let's call it. I do like this. Interesting view. To make a better, more descriptive. Yeah, I'll catch it later. I'll use that other picture. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I hope to see you in the next. Take care.